Well, I'm joined here by Vinoda Kailas, the director and trustee of Pravaha Foundation. Hello, Vinoda.
Hi, Sagar. Nice to meet you again.
Vinoda, I've been trying to, get in touch with you for this interview ever since Pravaha decided to sponsor 6 young Indian talents. Um, it is amazing what you have managed to achieve, and so I'm very glad that today you are here and we can speak.
Thank you so much for those kind words. I think it's a very unique opportunity, and we feel fortunate to have found this for Pravaha.
Amazing. So let me just tell our viewers what you have managed to put together. So Pravaha has sponsored 6 Indian youngsters. They include Savita, Vantika, Shubhi Gupta, Saparya Ghosh, Charvi and Ilamparthi, and the amount which has been dedicated to this is 2 crores for 2 years. So that's a very sizable and a good amount that has been put forth. Vinod, I want to ask you, how did this idea come about? Because Pravaha is mainly into the education space, trying to power education. So how did chess come into the mix of things?
So, with respect to education, our primary focus has been working with highly abled and talented children. So, for the last 5 years since Pravaha has begun operations, we have focused mostly on STEM programs. But at the back of our mind, we always had this idea that, if we ever sort of pivot into another area, that would be chess, because even chess sort of harnesses potential of some of the brightest minds. So that was an interest that we had. But the trigger has been, I think, the Olympiad that happened in Chennai.
Hmm.
Like many Indians, I think we were quite excited that it was hosted in India, and especially within the Olympiad, I think we got introduced to Arjun Erigesi, who's a boy from Telangana, from where Pravaha is based out of, and very soon we got very interested in the journey of Arjun, and Arjun comes from one of the districts in Telangana, Warangal,
Where you
and
studied, right?
yeah, where I
Yes.
studied, where I did my engineering. So, through Arjun's journey, we understood what kind of pains the parents go through in terms of sponsoring the journey of these chess players, especially when they reach a certain level. I think up till a certain level, it is sort of manageable for the parents. But through one of the interview that you had, I think with Arjun's father,
Hmm.
is how we understood the pains of the journey in terms of taking our champions to the next level. I think so. That has been our primary motivation. So we started trying to understand chess and the sponsorship at large. And when we went in a little further, we understood that women players rarely get sponsored.
Hmm.
There is a lot more talent. I mean, chess is one game where uh, all of us believe that there is no gender comparison. Boys or girls, they should be able to play equally well.
Right.
But unfortunately, there is not much sponsorship that is happening in chess, and particularly for women in chess. That's why we've picked, I think, this particular aspect of chess, and it's been quite exciting for us ever since we started on this journey.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 3 months or 4 months roughly since you've begun.
Yeah.
And already, if you look at Vantika, she has become an IM in that she played one tournament called Wezer Kebzo where she was not doing so well, but in the end, she scored 3 out of 3, gained points there. Then in the next tournament, she scored her final IM norm, gained 26 ELO points. Then in the next tournament that she played, Fagerness and Menorca, both tournaments she beat so many strong players and gained 20 ELO points. So I think since this sponsorship began, she's been in phenomenal form.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when we started off, Vantika, has surprised us the most. It's actually the perseverance of Vantika's mother that sort of, pushed us towards sponsoring her. And barely, a couple of months into the sponsorship, the kind of growth that we have seen, and Vantika has been fantastic. And at one point, we had India number 3 and number 4 as both our girls. So that was fantastic for us.
Yeah, and in fact, the next girl whom you have supported, Savita, she finished her WGM title after the sponsorship. She also scored 2 IM norms, and Vantika's rating is 2428. Savita is 2426. So she's right on her heels. And you know, 2 events that she played, she's also performed phenomenally. Were you able to sort of get in touch with them, maybe speak with them after their performances?
Yeah, I actually stay in touch with them very regularly. Like, Vantika, I have a one-on-one with her.
Wow.
As and when there is a win, as and when there is, recently both of them got selected for the Asian Games. So I do message them very often, congratulating them or, just checking on them. In fact, I had an opportunity to spend some time with Savita and Ilam both in
Wow.
Chennai when I went there. So
Okay.
we had a nice dinner, and yeah, and I just got to know a little bit more about them and their families and their journeys. So very interesting kids and very spirited kids, I must say. Yeah.
So for you, it's not just about sponsoring them. You also kind of interact with them and want to be on the journey with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, see, the reason why we got into this, right? We believe that there's a lot of opportunity for chess in India. And within that, our vision is that we want to see these girls not necessarily be in top 10 of, like, between men and women players in India, but also see them somewhere way up there in the world championship as well.
Mm.
So it's a journey that we have sort of embarked as together, and it's not a one-off thing. So that's why it's more important. We believe that we are there with them both during their highs and lows.
Right.
Uh, yeah.
That's brilliant. And then you have these four young talents. There is Charvi, there is Shubhi Gupta, Saparya Ghosh, and Ilamparthi. So, two questions here. Firstly, how did you choose these girls? And why did you decide to include Ilamparthi in this entire group of, you wanted to support girls, but here Ilamparthi is
Yeah.
also there.
So this I think is more of a conversation that we've been having with our partners, that is Shrikar and Manu from MGD1.
Mhm.
Um, so the original conversation, like I said, we wanted to sponsor two girls, and we had a certain sponsorship amount in mind, and we sort of boiled it down to Vantika and Savita. At that point, we sort of got this insight that in chess, the younger you achieve, the longer you sort of travel on this journey.
Right.
So at that point, we thought, why don't we just look at four other younger, women players, girls primarily. And this one, we thought we'll sort of spread it all around India, like, bring them from four different corners of India
Oh,
if possible. Um, so Shubhi, I think, is perhaps one of the strongest player in North India across. Like we have very few talents that are coming further up north, I guess. So
agreed.
Shubhi is, and Saparya is from East. She's from Kolkata. She's also playing very well. And anybody who is trying to look at chess and chess for girls can't ignore Charvi. So Charvi was like a natural addition to the cohort, I must say. We did have a spot for one more girl, but at that point, we came across Ilam's story, and then his journey and his potential. I think he's one of the strongest players that we have, and the fact that he was not getting sponsored, we thought we can perhaps make an exception. Till he finds a, a, a much more stronger support system for himself, and he's been playing really well too. And
Yes, he became an
yeah,
IM as well.
correct.
And I think right now he's on his trip. I spoke with his father. He listed some 6, 7 events that he's going
Yeah,
back to back.
yeah, they've been trying very hard to get him to play, in as many tournaments as possible, and hopefully we will see another young GM soon in Ilam. That's what we hope for him too. Yeah,
Brilliant. And as we mentioned, this is a 2 year project, but you say
yeah,
it's a very long term thing. So what are your ideas in general? Would it be just monetary sponsorship, or you have some other plans as well for them?
So, see, in terms of our idea with respect to chess itself, right? So, India, I believe, like, we had two GMs about 30 years ago, and we have about 80 plus GMs now. So, we want to see if that story can be replicated for the women in chess as well. Like, have as many women GMs as possible. So, maybe like another 15 women GMs from the two that we
Wow.
have right now. So, that's what we look at it as our big goal for Indian women chess. Now, as we do that, other than sponsorship, something that we believe uh, should also be added to the journey of these players is exposure to some extraordinary training opportunities. That's what we are trying to understand from the ecosystem. All of our players do have dedicated coaches, and they're able to get some, very regular, I would say, training and all of that. But see if we can take this training itself to the next level. So we're having conversations around conducting a chess camp for our top women talent, I must say, outside of India. So the conversations are still underway. But if that happens, we believe that it'll be phenomenal for not just the girls from our cohort, but also, the other young talent that are doing really well in Indian women chess.
It feels such a nice addition to the world of chess that Pravaha has come into it, and you're supporting it wholeheartedly. Did chess ever come through in your life that you are so attached to this?
I would say more than chess, it was the inspiration that we all grew up with, for Vishwanathan Anand. I think, all of us had him as an icon, whether we were excelling in sport or in education. So I think, that way he's been an icon during our lives. And chess has always been synonymous to Vishwanathan Anand. So other than that, I think, we've played some fun chess growing up, but my husband is a more serious player, I must say, than I am.
Uh-huh. Yeah, talking about your husband, I think you Vikram, I mean your husband, you and Ravi Kailas ji, I think you're part of the decision making of Pravaha Foundation, and I read about it that there's a company called Mitraha Group, and that is it kind of from where the funds come to Pravaha Foundation. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
So Pravaha was started, I would say, along with Mitra. Mitra is a renewable energy company that is based out of Hyderabad. And my uncle Ravi Kailas is the chairman, and both my uncle and my husband Vikram, they have founded this company. Now, when we started this company around 2011-12, it was started again inspired by the Tata model, where both of them strongly believe that as entrepreneurs we do take resources from the environment around us, and we need to give back. It's imperative that we all give back as entrepreneurs back to the society. And pretty much as soon as they started Mitra Energy, uh, they have they have also created the trust Pravaha and made it the largest
Wow.
beneficiary of Mitra. So that is how Pravaha has started, and the activities themselves have started from 2018. And yeah, so that's been the story of Pravaha. Sorry, I forgot the other
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
What
no,
was the other
this,
question?
I mean, my question was like, generally, you start something that is already beneficial to the society, which is the renewable energy project, and
Yeah.
then you kind of put in more through the foundation. So that's very special.
So this Pravaha, is not a typical CSR arm of our Mitra Energy. This is actually primarily funded by the family, and we. This is our efforts to sort of give back to the country, to the society, to the environment from where we have benefited, and we have built something as extraordinary as Mitra.
Beautiful. I was just going through your website, and it says that your goal is eduvolish. Volution. I was talking to Amruta. She loves when two words are put together. So education and revolution.
Yeah.
And also on the Twitter it says you champion openness and collaboration. And Pravaha aims to bring various stakeholders together to tackle social development issues at scale, which is very nice to see. That I mean, collaboration is something I truly believe in, and
Yeah.
Pravaha is doing it in such a big way.
Well, thank you. So, I think India is such a large country to sort of build anything at scale. Collaboration is key. And when we actually do a lot of these activities in silos, we really achieve that sort of a scale. So, whether it is our educational initiatives where we partner extensively with organizations, we work with institutes such as IIT, IITs, IIST, and we also work with a large group of institutes or NGOs that are working in education space. So Pravaha as such is built, I would say, through these amazing collaborations, and that's what we are looking to do even in chess. We're already collaborating with MGD1, and then as the training plan progresses, I'm sure we'll be building some amazing collaborations in the world of chess as well.
Absolutely. This is what MGD1 had tweeted when this was announced, the sponsorship, that 64 Squares, a joint initiative by Pravaha and MGD1. Could you tell us a bit about that?
So, 64 Squares is the initiative through which we are sponsoring all these young talents. So the idea is that we are working with a professional organization that is able to advise us
Mm.
and also players in terms of how we can take their journeys forward. So that's where Shrikar and Manu come into picture. In fact, when we first reached out to them in terms of this particular idea, they helped us think through this in detail, helped us identify the young talent, and also, build this conversations between the parents and us as well. I mean, as much as we can talk about Pravaha's accomplishments in the world of education, we are completely newbies when it comes to chess.
Right.
And we need to have that sort of an anchor between the parent and us. And I think that way Shrikar and Manu have been doing a fantastic job for us.
Well, Vinoda, it has been an absolute pleasure, talking to you, understanding where you come from, why you are supporting and doing what you are doing for chess. And I can only say that this is a real blessing for the world of chess and Indian chess. So thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, Sagar, for this opportunity, and then perhaps we'll look forward to working with ChessBase as well in this particular journey.
For
Thank you
sure.
very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.